Hey everyone, welcome back to Whimsy Haven. Today's video is a little different. I'll be showing you some fun tricks and quirky glitches in Infinity Nikki that can actually help you take unique and creative photos in photo mode. Some of these bugs are purely visual, while others let you bend the rules. The first trick lets you sit on the edge of things that don't have a designated sitting spot, like logs, stone walls, or random ledges. Normally, when you use the pose, sit down here, Nikki just sits on the ground with her legs tucked to the side. But what if you want her to actually look like she's sitting on something, with her feet touching the ground? Here's what I do. I find a good ledge, like the edge of a log, and start with the elegant curtsy pose. Then, before the curtsy finishes, I quickly switch to sit down here. Sometimes the timing won't work perfectly on the first try, so don't worry, just try again. The key is to choose the sitting pose right before she finishes the curtsy. Because the curtsy brings Nikki halfway down, it blends into the sitting pose and creates the illusion that she's sitting naturally, especially if you rotate her just a little. With the right angle and timing, it can look like a perfect, grounded sitting pose, even though the game doesn't officially allow it. The second trick takes place in the Temple of Wishes. Nikki can't fit through the temple door on her own. Only Momo is small enough to enter normally. If Nikki uses the shrinking ability and rides on Momo's head, she can sneak through the entrance together with him. Once inside, though, you can't toggle the shrinking ability anymore. So technically, Nikki shouldn't be able to move around freely in the temple. But here's the trick. After you've entered the temple while riding on Momo's head, if you switch to other ability, Nikki will instantly return to her normal size. And now, you're inside the temple as full-sized Nikki, free to move around and explore a space the game normally doesn't let you access. This opens up a whole new opportunity for photos, ones that feel completely different from anything you can take in the open world. The glowing atmosphere inside the temple, with its warm, golden light and slow, swirling animations, creates a mood that's almost otherworldly. It feels like you've stepped into a forbidden area. There are so many beautiful little details you can use as photo backdrops. One of my favorite spots is right in front of the temple's bookshelf. The soft lighting there, paired with Nikki's full-sized presence, gives the whole scene a dreamy, enchanted library vibe, like she's discovering ancient secrets or quietly reading in a magical space. And yes, the sitting trick from earlier still works here. If you disable NPCs and position Nikki near Garota's swing, then use the curtsy to sit method, you can make it look like she's really sitting on the swing, completely immersed in the moment. It already looks serene, but there's one more way to make it extra special. Invite Momo into the photo. Whether he's floating nearby or standing next to Nikki, it creates a soft, magical vibe, like a hidden memory in a storybook. The whole scene becomes a dreamy, private photo shoot set, one that most players will never get to see like this. The only downside? Since you can't shrink back down inside the temple, Nikki won't fit through the exit door. So once you're done taking photos, the only way to leave is by teleporting out. Before we move on to the next trick, just a quick reminder. If you enjoy this kind of Infinity Nikki content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right now, 88% of returning viewers aren't subscribed, so if that's you, help me lower that number. Thank you so much. All right, this next trick is all about posing with handheld items, even when the game normally wouldn't allow it. It works using a small workaround in the wardrobe and DIY workshop menus. Here's how it goes. First, open your wardrobe, then go to the DIY workshop and import a saved outfit that already includes a handheld item. In my case, I used the Shepherdess staff, but you can try other items too. I've added the code in the description and also linked a Reddit post that has more handheld item codes you can import and experiment with. Isn't that amazing? Once you've imported the outfit, there's no need to dye anything. You'll know it worked if the handheld item shows up on Nikki. From here, press the back button to return to the wardrobe. You can now change her clothes to match the handheld item. Just make sure not to select a full set or the handheld will disappear and you'll need to re-import it. That's also how you remove the item if you don't want to keep it on her anymore. So I'll give this look a quick styling. And now we're ready to take photos. When Nikki has a handheld item equipped, you'll only see pose options that are compatible with handhelds, so the full pose list won't be available. But don't worry, there are still plenty of great ones to choose from. Now, here's something extra fun. We can actually dye the Shepherdess staff and make it look completely unique. If you go back into the wardrobe and try on other handheld items, some of them will actually cause the staff to change color depending on how the system reacts. It's a bit inconsistent, but here are a few examples I found that worked. Once you've found a color you like, just save the outfit, and you can run around with your super sparkly, totally unique staff that no one else has yet. One small catch: the dyed color disappears if you teleport, but it's easy to apply the effect again if you want it back.
And that wraps up this video. I hope these little tricks help you take even more creative and magical photos in Infinity Nikki.